Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer on the CMA USA certification. Today we're going to unpack the official source documents to reveal exactly what it takes to become a high-level financial leader. If you're an accounting student, a commerce graduate, or an ambitious professional aiming for that finance manager, controller, or CFO role, well, you are in the exact right place. We're taking a structured, deep dive right into the content specification outlines and learning outcome statements to see exactly what this credential demands and, more importantly, the incredible skills it gives you.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. Welcome to CMA USA, 2. The CMA exam structure, 3. Part 1 Planning and Analytics, 4. Part 2 Strategic Management, 5. Future-proofing with tech, and finally, 6. Start your CMA journey.
Let's start with Section 1. Welcome to CMA USA, the ultimate financial credential.
So, in a world full of financial designations, it's absolutely crucial to understand where the CMA actually fits into your career trajectory. The CMA is the premier certification for accountants and financial professionals working in business, and it's designed and administered by the Institute of Certified Management Accountants, or the ICMA. Unlike the CPA or ACCA, which focus heavily on public accounting, tax, or audit, or the CFA, which is geared primarily toward investment management, the CMA is laser-focused on the exact skills you need inside a business. It's all about management accounting and strategic financial management. It's for the professionals who don't just want to report on the past, but who want to actively plan the future of the enterprise.
Moving on to Section 2, the CMA exam structure, the threshold of mastery.
Earning the CMA is definitely not a walk in the park. The crucial point here is the sheer endurance required. Both Part 1 and Part 2 are intensive, 4-hour exams that are literally going to test your absolute limit. If you're a busy working professional or an MBA student, you need to know that sitting for this exam requires serious dedication. You are on the clock for 240 minutes per part, proving your financial fluency under some very real pressure.
Within those 4 hours for each part, you've got to tackle 100 multiple-choice questions, followed by 2 essays demanding both written and quantitative mastery. You'll have 3 hours to navigate the multiple-choice section, leaving you with exactly 1 hour to construct logical, highly accurate essay responses. And let me tell you, it isn't enough to just calculate a number here. The essays require you to present written answers that are logically structured and demonstrate a deep, nuanced understanding of the subject matter.
And here is exactly why those essays are so tough. You aren't just memorizing facts, right? The ICMA tests you through 3 cognitive steps, pushing you all the way up to Level C, where you must evaluate and synthesize incredibly complex business data. At Level A, you simply identify and define. At Level B, you apply concepts to concrete situations. But almost the entire CMA syllabus is tested at Level C. That means you are expected to justify decisions, appraise judgments, and formulate entirely new business strategies. You are practically being tested like an executive.
Let's dive into Section 3, Part 1, Planning and Analytics, Mastering Internal Operations.
Part 1 is really all about building your toolkit for managing the internal financial engine of a company. Instead of just memorizing topics, I want you to imagine your day-to-day. 20% of your focus here is on planning, budgeting, and forecasting, so actually building the roadmaps for a company's future. Another 20% is performance management, utilizing balanced scorecards to see if you are actually hitting those strategic goals. You're also going to spend significant time diving deep into cost management and internal controls, making sure the company operates leanly, efficiently, and safely day in and day out.
Translating this syllabus into real-world applications, Part 1 essentially gives you the superpowers to pinpoint operational variances and perfectly align daily tactics with a company's long-term mission. You learn how to implement lean resource management and just-in-time inventory systems. You become the go-to person who can look at a massive factory operation, use activity-based costing to find hidden expenses, and design internal controls that prevent fraud and entirely safeguard corporate assets.
All right, Section 4, Part 2, Strategic Management, Mastering External Strategy.
If Part 1 makes you the master of internal operations, Part 2 totally makes you the visionary. Notice the heavy 25% weighting given to business decision analysis. This means you'll be rigorously tested on marginal analysis, pricing methodologies, and understanding complex market structures like monopolies and oligopolies. You also spend 20% of your focus on corporate finance, understanding debt versus equity, dividend policies, and financial instruments. This is the exact knowledge base required for top-tier management. Part 2 equips you with executive-level skills. enabling you to structure corporate finance, value potential acquisitions, and steer the enterprise through really complex financial risks. Just imagine being the person in the boardroom who can confidently calculate the weighted average cost of capital, evaluate a leveraged buyout, or decide whether to use a discounted cash flow method to approve a multi-million-dollar capital investment. You also completely master enterprise risk management, learning exactly how to mitigate strategic, hazard, and operational risks.
So, to summarize the journey, Part 1 makes you a master of internal performance, while Part 2 turns you into a visionary for external market strategy. Together, they create a complete 360-degree financial professional. You aren't just looking backwards at the books, you are actively driving the business forward, which is exactly why this credential is so highly respected globally across countless industries.
Next up is Section 5, Future-Proofing with Tech, the AI Advantage.
We hear constantly about how software and algorithms are changing the landscape of finance, right? With automation rapidly transforming the industry, it's supernatural to ask if the CMA will actually keep you relevant in the age of artificial intelligence. Will your skills become obsolete as enterprise software and machine learning take over all the heavy lifting of traditional bookkeeping?
Well, the answer is a resounding yes. Section F of the syllabus heavily tests your ability to integrate AI models, leverage big data, and utilize smart contracts. The ICMA has rigorously updated the curriculum here. You are literally required to evaluate where artificial intelligence and robotic process automation can improve efficiency. You'll learn all about the volume, velocity, variety, and veracity of big data, and how to harness predictive and prescriptive analytics. You aren't competing with the machines, you are learning how to manage them.
The curriculum mandates that you understand the complete progression of data science, turning raw data into information, then knowledge, insight, and ultimately, strategic business action. The CMA teaches you to use data visualization tools and business intelligence to communicate results in an impactful manner to stakeholders. It elevates you from a traditional number cruncher into a truly strategic data translator.
Finally, Section 6, Start Your CMA Journey, Leadership and Ethics. Let's explore the absolute bedrock of the CMA credential. Because with all this data, technical knowledge, and strategic power comes some great responsibility. More than just a numbers game, a CMA is expected to be an ethical leader who uses tools like the fraud triangle and the IMA Statement of Ethical Professional Practice to actively protect the organization. You'll study how corporate culture, the tone at the top, and diversity of thought lead directly to good ethical decisions. You'll learn how to spot asset misappropriation and financial statement manipulation, ensuring that as you climb the corporate ladder, you do so with unshakable integrity.
Passing these two rigorous exams proves you have the skills, the technological savvy, and the ethical grounding to lead any modern business. This global recognition acts as an incredibly powerful catalyst for your career, opening doors to advanced management roles and significantly higher earning potential worldwide. It clearly signals to employers that you possess the analytical and strategic expertise required to guide an enterprise through completely complex economic landscapes.
So, if you are ready to begin this incredible journey toward financial leadership, subscribe to Next Gen Fin Academy for CMA USA, accounting, finance, Excel, Power BI, and career development content. By taking the first step today, you're laying the foundation for a wildly dynamic career. But ask yourself, in a world where financial data is infinite, are you going to be the one who just reports the numbers or the leader who actually shapes the future?